Now, I saw that you've been doing some food tours in Cape Town. How does this work?
Well, that's with a very good friend of mine and food blogger, travel writer, Ishe of Food and the Fabulous. And she was approached through her blog to put together a food tour for the Irish group Board Beer.
Yeah.
They came out last year, and her and I spoke, and she asked if I would help with my travel background and her food knowledge, and we put together that tour. And we've done a few actually, and it's so special. I mean, if we travel to other places, we like to seek out the locals, get local recommendations, and not just stay on the obvious tourist track. And if we can offer that in Cape Town, we really think that we can be very proud of what is happening here, and it's a good product. So it's your craft brewers and your Frankie Fenners or whoever it is, that people that are sourcing all of the food ethically and going to markets, and we even did a pub crawl with a group of journalists in October last year on Long Street, which was quite fun.
Yeah, that
quick
sounds
shoot
like
through Power and Glory, and then back to Long Street, and
sounds
gourmet
like it got
brewery,
out of control.
Yeah, and it's very cultural. So that we both do as a bit of a sideline project, and I think it's really based just on our love for Cape Town, and just the fact that we have so many interesting people in the city doing things so right.
Now, what's been your most popular post?
I think my post about Benin. I travelled to Benin, which is on the it's in Africa, on the Bulge of Africa, and I wrote a post about it when I entered a competition, a writers' competition with Travel Start, and was lucky enough to win. But it got a lot of traction and a lot of interest. I think because it's really a country that most people will never get to. I was very lucky to have had the experience there that I did, and it's so varied. It's the home to voodoo in the world. It's got a very sad history of slave trade just out of just out of Quetta. On the coast, you have animists. I went upright to the Niger River. It's really Africa, but you've got. It's just so diverse. Actually, one of the things that really surprised me was just walking on a farm that we visited, and a woman was walking through with her children. There's a lot of migratory movement going on, and her children, when they saw me, dropped what they were carrying and screamed and ran away. They'd never seen white people before, and I felt so awful that I'd probably ruined them forever. But it's just so remote and so special, and so much. You've got the Arab influence coming in. You've got the strong African influence. There's one road that goes from top to bottom. Most water is collected from wells. So writing about that and the experiences that I had seemed to really touch on people's interest. So I'd say that was probably, but anything to do with Africa. Yeah. I think that I used to love writing about everywhere else in the world, but I realized that based in Africa, and as an African girl with Africa in my heart, that my stories about safaris, photos from safaris.
Where's the best place to go on safari?
I think, well,
you can't say the best, but where has been your most?
I've been very lucky, especially with my background in tour operating. I went to a lot of wonderful places. One of the very, very special things that I experienced was the migration, the wildebeest migration in the Serengeti. Wow. And that can't really be described. That is something that has to be heard, never mind seen, because it's called the thundering hooves, and it really is. You just get. I can remember flying in, going around the corner in this game vehicle, and just the sound of all of these animals arriving on the planes, because they move every day to a different plane, and it's extraordinary. And literally thousands and thousands and thousands of wildebeest grunting and eating and moaning, and then they move on, and the zebra are there as well. So I'm not sure how many people will have that experience, but I recommend it. Otherwise, Kruger Park, sand parks are doing wonderful things. I was in the Eastern Cape in April. We did cheetah tracking in the Eastern Cape at Mountain Zebra National Park. So I think as South Africans, we really need to realize how much we have at affordable prices. We don't have to go and stay in big fancy lodges. If we can, we should. But if we can't, that's fine.
Let's just put that out there.
Yeah, no one says no to that opportunity. But there's so many wonderful places with sand parks, lots of chalets, game drives that you can just book, or you can drive yourself in all of our parks around the country. So I think we have a lot that we can be grateful for.